Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Wednesday, March 30th slate of NBA games. I'm super excited to hop into it. We have a full slate of NBA games today, and I think that it is definitely not going to disappoint. We should have some really great games on today, and I think that we found some really good spots to make some money as well. So let's go ahead and dive into it, but without any further ado, first I did just want to go ahead and say that at the time of recording this video, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. I will be doing another giveaway here very, very soon, another parlay giveaway. So make sure that you guys do check out my old channel that I did do for the 6,000 subscriber giveaway. I will be doing another parlay that's around $2,000, $3,000 payout, and if it ends up hitting, I'll be giving away half of it to you guys. So instructions on how to enter that will be back on that video, so make sure you guys do check it out. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance. As I always say, it truly does mean so much to me. So let's go ahead and dive into it. First, let's do a quick recap as of yesterday. We ended up profitable with the added play that we did have. So let's go ahead and do a quick recap, like I said. So we did have Cade Cunningham over 20.5 points here versus the Brooklyn Nets. I thought that one was not going to hit. He was injured there for a while, sat in the locker room, ended up coming out, and I think throughout most of the third quarter, he only had 5 points. But in the fourth quarter, he went absolutely berserk, and he ended up with 34 points, cashing this over extremely easily. But it was definitely a weird game. It was definitely a sweat. I truly was chalking it up as an L about halfway through the third. He was shooting like 2 for 9 or something and only had 5 points, 6 assists. So I was like, no, I don't think this one's going to hit. But it ended up hitting for us. Then we did have Luka under 29.5 points. Dear Luka, I did just want to go ahead and say, if somehow you were to ever see this video, which obviously you won't, but if you were to somehow ever see this, I did just want to go ahead and say sorry, because wow, Luka put on an absolutely fantastic, and the fact that I thought that his under was going to hit was so dumb of me. Dude went berserk, and if this game would have been close, he probably would have dropped like 50, and I should have known, going up against the Lakers, he should have had a big night. For some reason, all the stats were pointing to the under. I fell for the trap, and it ended up not in our favor. But then we did have our added play, which was Grayson Allen. I really don't like Grayson Allen at all. And he even fell out of the starting rotation, which even made me more nervous about this bet. But it ended up working. He ended up with 10 points, and he finished in double digits. So I'll take that. So we ended up having a profitable day. Ended up going 2-1 on the day. Hopefully we can go for the clean sweep today. We haven't had a sweep in a while, so maybe it's time for today. It's a good day. Great slate. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Our first play of the day, we're going to be taking Scottie Barnes under 26.5 PRAs here versus Minnesota at -110 odds. Now, Scottie Barnes, I know he is a fantastic rookie. Don't get me wrong, Scottie Barnes has been great, but he has actually only hit this over in one of his last 5 games, and I do think that it's because Siakam has had a fantastic season here recently. In the last 5 games, dude has went absolutely crazy. I do love Siakam's over in points as well. So if you guys wanted a little side bet, I think that's a good bet as well. But this team is starting to get healthy again, and with that being said, they're getting players like Gary Trent Jr. back who shoot a lot of threes. They're getting Fred VanVleet back, despite doing a lot of resting and injury management for his knee. This team is getting pretty much healthy. OG's back, so a lot of these shots are getting taken away from Scottie Barnes and those rebounds, and he's just not seeing nearly as much usage here recently. So that's one main reason why I do like the under here. And versus Minnesota, he's only played them one time in his entire career, but he did only finish with 17 PRAs, so 10 short of what he needed to hit the over. And in the last 7 games, the Minnesota Timberwolves, they allow the fewest points per game, the 9th fewest rebounds per game, and the 5th fewest assists per game to opposing power forwards. So like I said, I think we do see a little bit of value here. I think that this line is just a touch too high for a guy that has been kind of struggling here recently. And in the last 3, Minnesota, they played at the 12th slowest pace in the entire NBA. And Toronto, they're not too much faster. They're at the 8th slowest. So both of these teams play at a super slow pace. and Scottie Barnes is seeing a lot of usage taken away from him, especially right here before playoff time. So I do like the under here. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Scottie Barnes under 26.5 PRAs versus Minnesota at -110 odds. Our second play of the day, we're going to be taking LaMelo Ball over 21.5 points here versus the New York Knicks at -110 odds. This is someone I don't think that I have bet on this year, truthfully, like in these videos. I know we've taken the Hornets plenty of times because I almost made them game of the year at one point. But LaMelo Ball over 21.5 points seems just a little bit too low. Dude's been on an absolute tear here recently. In his last 4 games, he's had 22, 33, 21, and 32 points in his last 4 games. And in all 4 of these games, he has shot 20 or more times. So he's seeing a ton of volume here recently, a lot more shots than normal. And I don't think that stops here anytime soon, especially right before playoffs. And they're going up against a team that is kind of on the fringe of making the play-in. So I do think that LaMelo Ball should have a big night if they do want to make a push here for the playoffs. And in the last 7 games, the New York Knicks actually allow the 3rd most points per game to opposing point guards. So they've been giving up a lot of points here to the point guard position. And Charlotte, they do play at the 4th fastest pace in the entire NBA. So they play at a really fast pace against a team that gives up a lot of points here to the point guard position. Yeah, sign me up. I love that play. So we're going to be taking LaMelo Ball over 21.5 points here versus New York at -110 odds. Not to mention he did drop 32 on him last game. So I think we see a little bit of value here. So let's go ahead and dive into our third play. We're going to be taking Phoenix Suns -6 versus the Golden State Warriors at -110 odds. This line's just too low. The Phoenix Suns, they've covered in 3 straight games, and they've covered in 7 of their last 8. So they have been an absolutely fantastic team. I don't think I need to say anymore. Best record in the league with great defense and offensive statistics. I love this team on both sides of the ball. And Golden State, they've started to struggle here recently. This is a team that you do want to fade whenever Steph Curry is not on the floor, and we're going to be doing just that. Golden State has only covered in 1 of their last 7 games. And on the road this year, Phoenix has been really solid. That is where they truly shine. They are 23-13 against the spread on the road this year. And as a road favorite, which obviously they are in this situation, they're 16-10 against the spread as a road favorite. So, like I said, I think this line is just a little bit too low. I think it should be around -8 or -9. Then I would consider, looking into it a little bit more. But I love this play. So we're going to be taking it. Phoenix Suns -6 versus Golden State at -110 odds. And then our fourth and final play of the day, we're going to be taking the Memphis Grizzlies -6 versus the San Antonio Spurs at -110 odds. Obviously, Memphis has been an absolute wagon here recently. They have covered in 5 straight games, and they have covered in 6 of their last 7. Been a fantastic team. And I know that you guys have seen it all over SportsCenter and all over, Twitter and wherever you get your sports news, but they are 18-2 this year without Ja Morant, which is absolutely absurd. They are literally the best team in the league when Ja Morant is not on the floor from an offensive and defensive statistic perspective. This team is absolutely insane. They're going up against a struggling Spurs team who are just 16-21 against the spread at home this year. So I think that we see a ton of value here. I think this spread should be double digits. I truly do. And historically, the Grizzlies are on a 5-game winning streak here versus the San Antonio Spurs, and they have covered this exact spread, this -6 spread, in all of them. So I think we do see a ton of value here for the Memphis Grizzlies, who have just been on an absolute tear, and somehow without Ja Morant, all of their stats are better. I don't know how. It doesn't make a lick of sense. And I'm not saying Ja Morant's like bad for the team or anything, but I'm just saying from a statistical standpoint, this team is fantastic. So I just think that it says a lot about how great this team is truly. That's all. So that's going to do it for our fourth and final play of the day. Memphis Grizzlies -6 versus the Spurs at -110 odds. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. But yeah, hopefully we can go for this 4-0 day. We haven't brought out the shades here in a little bit, and I think it's about time. So that is going to do it for me. This is King Center signing out. Peace.